Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming back to check out another video. I'm still on Superman Canyon Road in Gallup, New Mexico, and we're on the site of Lois's demise. So in the movie, Superman flies around this mountain here and then spots Lois and her car in the crack in the ground. There's some really good markers here which can tell you that you're in the right position. Obviously the curve in the road, this is also the one that Jimmy runs around and says, "Thanks a lot, Superman, drop me off in the middle of nowhere, no food, no water, snakes everywhere." So you've got the massive boulder here, which has changed a little bit. We didn't think it was the boulder, but it's in exactly the right position. But there's bits chipped off near the road, so it doesn't look quite the same when you look at the movie on this side here. Another thing that is a really good marker is this boulder here, which we are calling teeter, because it's teetering on the edge, and that is visible in many shots. So Lois's car comes around the corner here, and here's Jim.
Hello.
Just flying around, you know.
I can't get off the ground for some reason.
So Lois's car comes around the corner, and we're pretty confident that Jim's car is in exactly the position when Superman has turned time back by flying around the world, drops down next to the car and says, "Don't bother, I think it's dead." And the reason we found that yesterday is because of this rock here, which you would not see in the movie because it's behind Chris when he drops down. But Jim has got a behind the scenes Polaroid where there's a shield here that's reflecting the light onto the actors' faces. So we know that the car is here in this exact spot. And when Margot gets out and says, "There's a problem with Man of Steel, there's never one around when you want one." So they are standing right here. And Mr. Teeter is there. We also know that because of these lines and these rocks, which are very evident. So this is the exact spot. So she stalls there, and the car is back here when Superman revisits after turning time back. Now, as we walk down the road, obviously this is in the background, this wonderful mountain is in the background when Superman and Lois are laughing about Jimmy running around the corner saying, "Thanks a lot, Superman," you know. So further down the road here, this is interesting because I was here in 2019 and I said to Jim, "I know exactly where the crack in the ground was," because it was further down, it was not filmed there. And I said it was way down here, and I actually said it was way down here where these rocks are here, but it's not, and we know this, and Jim spotted this yesterday, fair play to him. It was exactly here, and the reason for that is this here, this straight rock and the gully underneath.
I moved the car where it was in the movie.
You moved the car where it was in the movie. And this is only evident in one shot. And it's the shot where he's taken Lois out the car, she's laying on the ground, he's standing over her, and there's a far away shot which is filmed from way over there. But that there is visible in the background. So we know that the car is exactly here. I mean, feel free to come and check these locations out yourself, make your own assumptions, but being here is the only way you can figure it out. And the car was diagonal across the road, this sort of way. Because you can see where it's filmed from behind when Chris is about to scream at the camera. This mountain here, between that mountain there, that gap is visible. So it's diagonally across the road. So this is exactly where it is. And our old friend, when he pulls her out the car, and you get that wave of dust that blows off of her suit, Mr. Teeter is in the background. He is there. So the camera pans round like this as he pulls her out the car, and the teetering rock is in the background. So this, in our opinion, is the exact location where the crack was dug in the ground. Plus the road is a little bit wider here. So this was where it was, the mechanics were put in the ground, the car was bolted to the mechanics, Chris pulled it out, ran round, flew the door off, and the door was flung against this brush And this is where he stands on the end of a teeter-totter, which is obviously what we call in Britain a seesaw, before he spins round to take off to scream at the camera. I have done another video, which is much further down the road here, just behind this bridge of rocks, because that's where they filmed the kiss. Because if you'll remember in the movie, the camera is lower than Margot, Lois. She's being kissed by Superman, and the camera's lower. So they couldn't have been on the ground. And Jim has a continuity Polaroid which shows this beautifully, that round there, they built a scaffolding 6 foot in the air and laid Margot on it, and Chris stood above her. I'll post that video a bit later on, but this is it. This is the exact location of the crack in the ground. Mr. Teeter up there, and it's all thanks to Jim yesterday spotting that horizontal rock with the gully underneath, and you see that in that faraway shot. So this is it. It's a fascinating location. Again, a couple of stills that were taken here, and some behind the scenes photography which was done from here. You see this mountain in the background a great deal in a couple of shots. There's a couple of great headshots of Chris with that in the background, but it's so amazing to be here. You can see the curve of the road there, which Lois drives round, and you get the car coughing and spluttering as it runs out of petrol. Strangely enough, there's a main road over here which you can't really see, but strangely enough, over there there's some a canyon, a small canyon. I wouldn't call it a crack in the ground because it's deep. There's a small canyon that runs along here and the other side of the road. So obviously for the aerial shots, this is why they use this location, because it looks like an earthquake. And at Jimmy's drop-off point, which we're going to document this afternoon, the canyon there is 30 foot deep. It's massive. And from when I came here in 2019 to yesterday when we went there, loads of the road is washed away. It is sketchy. I mean, as I said earlier, come here and investigate, see what you think, but we have found it. And we have photographic proof of it. So you'll enjoy coming here, but this one's not too bad to get to, but Jimmy's drop-off point is unbelievably difficult and sketchy. And if you plan to go there, you need a 4x4 because it will wreck your car. But this landscape is deadly silent. Deadly silent, but it's a wonderful place to visit and such a pivotal thing in the storyline. So there you have it. Lois's demise was on this road. And the other thing that's good is this used to be a road that was being used. And when I came here in 2019, someone said to me, you need to be very careful because cars will come hacking around this corner and it'll wipe you out. But luckily for me, there was a rainstorm before I came, and the end of this road back further down here, it bends round to the left, round behind those rocks. And it's been washed away, so you can't get around here anymore. So everybody is now using this main road, which you can probably just see in the distance over there. So you can park your car here, you can film here. We're taking the drone up in a minute. Put your car in the position that Lois' car was in, and document it as much as you like with nobody bothering you, because this road is now shut. And also so is the Jimmy location, because, I mean, when we got there yesterday, it looked like no one had driven down there in about 30 years. So, yeah, this is it. And I'm so glad to share this with you. And I really hope you're enjoying it. And I really thank you for all your support. I try to make it as interesting as I can. I mean, I'm not a filmmaker. I'm not a expert in this in any way, but you guys have been great supporting it. And I hope you enjoy it. And once more, there's the crack in the bottom of the rock, and this was where it was filmed. Take care. See you in the next one.